Thank you.
Yet another? Doesn't quite look like a garage, but...
No, we can make it work. Yeah, see, typically for labor union shows, we have a slew of chain smokers in the back there. We're kind of missing that tonight.
A lot of broken bottles and a lot of swearing.
A lot of knife fights and a lot of violence and a lot of love as well, too. So we have all that on store tonight. But, Dawson, I'm not hosting the show.
I'm certainly not hosting the show. I'm not good at that.
Who the fuck's hosting the show?
Hell yeah, what's up? I'm a believer that we can have a good Thanksgiving this year despite the COVID restrictions. Are you guys with me? Let's go. But seriously, thanks for coming out here tonight because it is kind of crazy circumstances we're under all of a sudden. Kind of strange that you can come out here, watch some comedy, and not go eat dinner with your grandparents. Terrible scenario, but thank you so much for coming. It really worked out for us in this environment, and we're gonna have fun tonight. That's the main thing. We're gonna have a lot of fucking fun tonight. So if you like fun, and you came to the right spot, hey, give it up for fun. It's like one of the best emotions. But I'm Colin Flanagan. At least that's my Catholic name. But we might have a couple other those in here too, so it's a good start. We can get off that. I'm trying to think of another name too, but I'm taking my time. I was raised on the old highway, Woodstock Road, which the old highway is cool. Like if you're a cowboy ghost, but besides that, it's just like far away from downtown and everything else, except for the Esso and that one Tim's. I'm a second generation non-farmer. Yeah, we started getting Sobeys money in the 1900s. It was awesome. So that's a little bit about me. I was also dropped on my head when I was younger, which explains like some things about me, I think, but not enough. Not enough. Like for fuck's sake, it happened 18 months ago. Like I was old enough to not be too hurt by getting dropped on my head. I wasn't a baby. I didn't have a soft spot. Physically, at least. Shit. We all have our own emotional vulnerabilities. We just have to work past that as adults. It's all fun. It's all good. Speaking of good and fun, anybody know the app TikTok? Woo! Yeah, it's a really popular app these days. I was thinking about TikTok the other day, and it kind of hit me. It was like, oh, TikTok, TikTok. That's the sound of life's precious moments fleeting as I'm playing phone. TikTok, TikTok. I was a bastard child growing up. Oh, yeah. I like not entirely though. Like my parents are married and everything still, even, but like, boys, I could be a little prick. Yoy. Oh my god, more of a bastard of a child, I guess is the way to say it. Not really a bastard child. It hit me the other day that the advertising for Milk to Go is really good. I don't know if you guys know Milk to Go. It's like milk you can drink on the go. Yeah, it's a really crazy concept. Like the advertising really works. I realize it not like too well. Like I had to go buy Milk to Go. I had to spend money on the product, but it hit me that I've never had anything to say about anybody drinking Milk to Go. I see it, nothing hits my head. But with that said, if I catch you walking around with milk in a see-through water bottle, I'm gonna have something to say. And I don't even know what that is yet. That's the thing, it's just something so crazy I can't imagine it. It turns out the solution is just hiding the milk. They're both plastic bottles. You just can't see that shit out and about. Yeah, if I could have any superpower in the world, I would have the power to know that I'm already fine the way that I am. Yeah, too bad this shit's not going to happen. Superpowers, cartoon kid shit. Not real life. I'll never find that stuff out. I will always ruminate on my fuck-ups for the rest of my life. I will never stop. I'm super bad at picking movies. If I'm with somebody, we're trying to watch a movie or whatever, like super bad. I only put on Evan Goldberg flicks. Yeah. That's a super bad joke. I'll leave you with this before we get this show started, and it's going to be a lot of fucking fun. We got a great lineup for you guys. It's our first time as Labor Union here at Maybee, and so far it feels like another home. We're having a lot of fun, and it just started. That's the thing. This shit just started, so we're going to have a lot more fun. But I was driving through the lot at Princess Auto the other day, and the name isn't perfect. When I first went through there, I thought, this is just a Canadian Tire. It's not really specifically about cars too much. And then as I was doing a lap of the driveway again, I realized, oh, okay, it's called Princess Auto because your wife sleeps in the car while you shop there. Sleeps, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people sleep in the car. It's kind of like maybe like a not so kinky role reversal of a typical sleepy husband in the car. Okay. Fuck yeah. Now the fun starts. Because we got my man, he's working the computer right now, but his name is Harry Palmer, and he's here to make you laugh. Give it up.
Hello, everybody! Are you guys excited for my set? Already, I'm going to be better than Colin was because he was reading off a book. I'm reading off a phone. Look, I'm taking online classes right now. And the funny thing about these online classes is that my teachers are just as engaged in it as I am, which is not engaged in it at all. I get a lot of pleasure out of watching these really detached profs give these online lessons where they speak monotonously, you can tell they're not enjoying themselves. I often wonder, what would it be like if I was to play the role of a super engaged student, someone who wanted to ask questions all the time and really get to the nitty-gritty of what the prof is teaching. Kind of like a game of chicken with the prof, you know? I know that she's not interested in doing this for me. She's obligated to, and I'm not interested in doing this either, but we'll see how far we can go. My dog, great transition. He sleeps all day, and most of the time he's dreaming. I can tell because he'll be like, kicking in his sleep. And then I'll tuck a little blanket on him just to make sure he's super comfortable. And I kind of feel in that moment like I'm one of the robots in the Matrix, tucking a human into the Matrix to go to sleep and experience a vivid dream like the Matrix. You know, the funny thing about the Matrix is that if it was real, and this is what we chose to spend our time doing within it, this is how you choose to spend your time in the Matrix, is seeing me perform? That would be a bad way to spend your time in the Matrix. Listen, my phone just locked, so I'm going to do some crowd work, you know? Yeah. You there, what's your name?
Lucy.
Lucy. I know that because it's my girlfriend. I saw a guy on reality TV bragging about how simple of a man he is, how he just lives a simple life, and when it comes to getting his needs satiated, it's an easy process. He says, I just need my bed, my girlfriend, and a microwave to eat. And I just thought that is so entirely the way that a man sees the world, is thinking that a simple life is one that entails needing a microwave in order to eat. You need a box that nukes your food in order to eat. How very simple of you, my man. You know, the thing about reading notes off your phone is there's all kinds of moments in between where you don't know what to say. I can tell that it's because my brain fluid is leaking out of my ears. I wake up in the morning, my pillow is damp. And you ever think about how Ken Jennings, the temporary host of the show Jeopardy, was in the runnings to be the permanent host after the death of Alex Trebek? And that was up until we found out that his tasteless tweets surfaced. He's got some really tasteless tweets. One of them being, nothing sadder than a hot person in a wheelchair. Ken, come on. Have some taste, Ken. Way out of line. I don't think that's funny. No, I really don't. In fact, I think that there's nothing hotter than a hot person in a wheelchair. I think there's nothing hotter than an ugly person in a wheelchair. If you're in a wheelchair, to me, that's really hot. I'm going to throw some one-liners at you, all right? Really simple jokes, easy to digest. They take less than a second. Here's one. Turder is when you kill someone with poop. Rich people really love to live in houses that look like Nissan dealerships. I'm talking about like uber rich, like in the hills. I went up to a Times Square Elmo and I wanted to compliment him on his costume, and he responded, "Who's Elmo? Not a good sign." When you fence off your backyard to contain your dog, it's a funny process because you're essentially sectioning off a little doggy toilet in your property. A little area that says, "Hey, you, my canine companion, this is your bathroom." I got this one I actually like a lot. I was in a big city and I was walking by a comedy club because they have those in big cities. You don't have to perform in a bar in the industrial park. And as I was walking by, they have a barker outside, someone whose whole job is to bring audience members in by calling out to them on the street, advertising the merits of the show. So he's talking about how cheap the beer is. He goes, $4 beers, $4 beers. I think about it, but in the end, I pass, and I just keep on walking. As I'm walking down the street, I hear him behind me. He goes, $350 beers, $350 for a beer. How does that work? If I just keep walking, will the price of the beer slowly lower in continuous 50-cent increments? The further down the block I go, now it's a $3 beer. Keep going, it's a $250 beer. Actually went all the way around the block, and by the time I came back, he was handing out money. I took my $5 bill that he gave me, I went across the street, and there was a burger shop there, so I got a burger. Fascinating that we are a hamburger pizza society. What is the universal symbol that says, "No food allowed"? A hamburger in a circle with a line through it. I was actually buying a hamburger at a drive-thru, and I had a little phrase pop into my head. It's one that you may have heard before. It's a phrase that is designed to instill goodwill in society and instill good deeds in people. It's the phrase, "pay it forward." I heard that I was in the drive-thru when that popped into my head, and I thought, you know what? I think this time I'm going to pay it forward on my drive-thru experience. Only issue is that I thought it was "pay it with 4 words." I had a complete misunderstanding what the phrase was. So when I pulled up to the counter and he hands me my burger, I decided I was going to pay it with 4 words. So I said, "Money don't mean shit," and I drove off. And I really, really wanted to introduce or bring on the next act with a joke that makes fun of their appearance in some way, just because that kind of demonstrates that there's camaraderie amongst us performers. But I couldn't think of one, so let's just let his appearance do it for you. You can just laugh at that. Who's up next? Take the mic from me now, please. Thank you. Clap at his appearance.
I guess it's me, but that's okay. We're all here having jokes, having fun, telling jokes, telling fun. A lot of good stuff. Give it up for Harry again. A lot of good stuff there. Also, want to thank the construction workers who made this possible for us. Found out this was a good place to be doing comedy. Sounds like it is. It seems like a good place to laugh. We're all having fun. I think so, right, guys? We're having fun. You can hear this all right? Okay, we're having fun. Speaking of having fun, I had a New Year's resolution this year. And that was to stop judging people, stop judging myself as much, even. It's hard. It's a mental game. But I guess the best way to describe it to you guys would be instead of assuming here, you got to ask yourself, is he a garbage man or is he a garbage person? There's a big difference there, actually. Just because he drives a garbage truck doesn't mean he works the dump. It's fine. He's not a garbage man because he sorts trash. He's a garbage man because he yells at his mother. It's worth thinking this stuff through instead of making an ass out of you and me. You see what I'm saying? And our next comic is not going to make an ass out of you and me, actually. I just met him today. His name is Aiden Korean, and we're going to give him a hell of a round of applause before he goes up to his second time performing. Let's go!
Oh, it feels so good to finally have a mic that's free. So, at my last spot, I could not remove my mic. Do you know how hard it is to perform a skit when you can't move? It's like, I can't go anywhere. Okay, I guess I'll have to actually wing it. Oh my god. So, as a lot of people don't know, I have a speech problem. And so many people say that having a speech problem sucks. But I always say, no. Waiting for the person to talk who has a speech problem is so much worse. You have to wait for us to actually speak and then decipher what the hell we are talking about. I'm sorry. Did you say Philly or Pilly? Pilly. Silly? Billy. Oh, of course. My bad. Willie. Having a conversation with someone who has a speech problem is like having a conversation while solving a puzzle. In the end, no one wins. And now you might be asking yourself, well, Aiden, you didn't call it a stutter. That is the proper terminology. Do you know how difficult it is to say the word a stutter? The person who came up with this word must have been setting us up for failure. Oh my god, this must have been the most innocent man in the world or a mad genius. Far right? Don't listen. Trolls. Don't listen to the far right. Listen to the guy who came up with the word stutter, because he's been trolling us for 500 years. So, I am not much of an activist, but if I would protest, it would totally be left-right. Do you know how difficult it is to be a lefty? The world is not designed for us. How do you use this thing? Can someone tell me? I'm trying to figure it out. Do you know how difficult it is to write? I feel like I have to stop every 5 seconds to lift my hand just to continue writing. When I am finished, my paper is filled with germs. My hand is covered in ink, and it's only been one sentence. I swear to God. If someone told me to protest for left rights, I would be the first one to sign up. So I always like to end my skits with a bit of a story. It's just so you all here can know my life, what I've been through. And as you all don't know, because you all just met me now, I love travel. I have traveled across Canada, coast to coast. I have swam both the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. I have been at a music festival in Pemberton, British Columbia, and then 2 weeks later was at another music festival in Montreal. So yeah, I love traveling. But there's nothing worse than when you're traveling and getting food poisoning. Oh my God. I was in Banff, of all places. You know, the one place where everyone wants to go. I was in bed, sick like a dog. I could not move. So the first thing I did was I booked a bus and a hostel to the closest next city of Golden, British Columbia. And I don't know if any of you guys have been there, but it has everything that Banff has, but nobody's there. Now, you all are slowly like, all right, I'm going to get on this bus. There's going to be like a nice hotel. It's going to be easy. No. This bus drops you off in the middle of nowhere, and the only closest building is an A&W. And don't tell me why there is an A&W in the middle of nowhere, because I have no idea. So, and the instructions for the hostel, I kid you not, was go east. Now, little advice when you are traveling. Learn your north, south, east, west. I didn't. So, go east, go left, go right, go left, and keep on walking until you see a giant yellow sign that says, Kicking Horse Hostel. So, here I am, in the middle of Golden, British Columbia, having no idea where I am, carrying a massive backpack full of clothing, books, and God knows what. And I have no sense of direction. And remember, this is 2015, so Google Maps really wasn't up to par as it was now. And I was trying to follow a compass on my phone. And every second it would just keep on turning around in a freaking circle like, oh my God, where am I supposed to go? So I start walking uphill, bad idea. Eventually I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to turn back. So I walk downhill. Okay. And once again, I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to pass out. So there are two other roads. There's actually four. One that goes left, one that goes right. But of course, me being me, I picked the wrong road. So I start walking. After about 15 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to die. So I walk back. Finally, I got one road left. Finally, I walk down that road. I go left, I go right, I go left, and I just keep on walking, just keep on marching, until I finally see a giant, maybe this is a big sign. Kicking Horse Hostel. I'm like, all right, thank God, I finally reached it. And I see this building, and it's a shack. It's a tiny house. And the front door is boarded up. I can't enter into the front door. So I'm like, all right, fine, just my luck. So I walk around, and while I am walking around, these two men just glare at me, give me the angriest look I've ever gotten in my entire life. I'm like, oh my God, I have made a mistake. So I walk around back, and there's no back door either. There's just blinds. Blinds, of all things. So I walk inside, and I was shocked. No matter where I looked, left, right, up, down, there was cats everywhere. Black cats, white cats, orange cats, brown cats, golden cats. I was like dumbstruck. I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen so many cats in my entire life. And then out of nowhere, an Irish lady, must be like 5 feet tall, comes out of nowhere and says, who the hell are you? Nothing is scarier than an Irish woman coming out of nowhere. We are in Canada. The last thing I'm going to expect is an Irish woman. And I'm like, oh, Aiden, Korean? Oh, Aiden, oh, how lovely for you to make it. How are you, hon? Sit down. Have some water. Moral of the story is, A, don't get food poisoning in Banff. And B, Golden, British Columbia is amazing. Those guys who were mean mugging me, they were mountain climbers who climb mountains. And they weren't actually mean mugging me, they were just watching me as I entered into the building. And it was amazing because I would wake up every morning and there would be this beautiful fuzzy black cat right by my side. So if you're ever in Golden, British Columbia, and I hope it hasn't, and I hope it is still around, but stay at the Kicking Horse Hostel. Thank you for your time.
Hey, keep it up for Aiden Brian! Oh, that's the second time! That's crazy as fuck, kid. That's awesome. That's actually something we as a labor union want to get going in Fredericton is build a senior, and build a senior, you gotta have people get up for the first time and stuff like that. So we want to build a place where you can feel comfortable getting up for the first time, whether it's here, we got a garage that we like performing at. If you're into that, just send us a message. We got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got all that stuff. We got a Gmail. Yeah, like you can contact us if you want to. It'll work out. Anyway, I guess we're at enough of the part of the show now where I can tell you about a bit of my day-to-day. Tell you a little about me. I got a couple jobs. I'm a part-time venture capitalist, part-time author sort of thing. Busy days. I'm also on EI, so there's a lot to get done, especially on Saturday. But no, the venture capitalism thing's going well. I figured it's about time Fredericton has another cab company. Yeah, another one. We're going to use the meter system, and we got a real pissed off person on the phones, so it's going to be great. I'll check our 2.0. Yeah, we got a better number though, easier to type in. Yep, I love the meter system though. It makes money. I'm plugging things. What the hell? I also got a new book. New book I've been working on. It's coming out next month. It's called Shit Fucking Ideas. Yep, wrote the whole thing myself, even the foreword. Ton of them in there. Yeah, all mine. Terrible. Fucking terrible ideas in there. Don't actually try any of them. One of them is actually to start a comedy collective while you're on EI. So we'll see how that goes. But we don't have to see how this goes. And that's our next comic. His name is Dawson Gorn, and he's going to make you laugh your ass off. Let's give it up.